found them in the Metro. What's it called? The one
Firestone.
in the Firestone Park. Goodyear Park.
Goodyear Park.
Yeah. Walking around there, we found. Let me see. We found the pentagram. We found one of these over here. You know, these are the ones that show you directional. You know where you can go.
Like mapping.
Right. Black mass indicator. We found that one. Star of David. Hail Satan. Carved into all these different trees. Marked into the sides of bridges. Let me see, something I can explain. Alright, the eye of the pyramid. All-seeing eye of the god. The emblem of the Bavarian Illuminati used on the U.S. $1 bill. Yeah, you were just looking at it. Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. Okay. Everybody understands what this whole Illuminati thing is, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. The name Illuminati was the name given after it was being exposed. So it's not the name that these guys who are involved in it used. Anybody who doesn't know all this Illuminati stuff is basically like I said before, a satanic mafia. A group of people who decided, just like the regular mafia, you know what, we all believe the same thing. Let's try to see if this can make us money, if this can make us powerful and rich. And the Bible actually talks about this kind of people. All right? That talks about them saying that they try to lay hold to the people, the population in the world. And what's great about it, what God says in the Bible, in Psalms, I'm trying to get that verse for you, that God's laughing the entire time, watching them, trying to get control of this world, or trying to turn the tides in the devil's favor, and he's laughing at them the entire time because they have no idea what they're doing, ruining other people's lives and their own. Yeah, big-time government officials have been involved in occult rituals, have been involved in covens, okay? Presidential candidates, presidents themselves, mayors, senators, all types. Music industry, when I said the past 2 weeks that everybody here has been affected by some kind of occult influence, it's true. The music you listen to, the movies you watch, the clothes you got on, it was all inspired by occultic history or occultic practices. The dollar bill, the reason that was put on there is that's one of the emblems, all right, for this secret society. Everybody know about the Freemasons and Skull and Bones and all this kind of stuff. Y'all heard about that? Mm-hmm. Same thing. These guys get together and it's like a secret brotherhood that they use their anonymity and they use all this movement. They're the movers, the shakers. They use it for their own gain. Another symbol right here, the Eye of Horus. The Egyptian sun god Horus lost an eye in battle with his rival Set. A charm in this shape is potent protection against evil. Seal of Solomon, the Star of David, right next to it. Symbol of Judaism, seal of protection, symbol of the Order of the Golden Dawn. That is not the seal of David. All right? It is not the Star of David. It was put on the flag by Kabbalists, by people who took Judaism, flipped it around, and wanted to use the mysticism, all right, that was in these different books and writings that they found at the time. All right? The Bible never talks about David having a star. Okay? So don't let anybody pull the wool over your eye. I know people getting tattoos and people getting all kind of wearing necklaces with, like, you know, Star of David. You want to have a necklace, you can get a necklace of anything, but I would say be careful. If you're going to actually use something that's considered a ritual symbol, this is the hexagram. It's used by many occultists, the same person. All right? Black mass indicator. That's the witch with the crescent moon on top of her. It means that this place is going to be used for an actual ritual at a certain night. Double lightning bolts. That was taken up by bands and by Hitler's actual SS secret police. All right? Symbol of Hitler's SS. I don't know how to say that. You know how to say that?
Oh, SS.
Shestakel?
No.
Shustafel?
I'm going to call it Shestakel for now.
No, Shestakel.
Alright. Also, the Nazi fuel symbol, popular emblem of Nazi-identified skinheads. Yin-yang. In Taoism, yin is the female, negative, dark, passive principle in the universe And yang is the male positive light, aggressive principle in the universe. Same thing, occultism. A lot of times this yin yang symbol, they use it like every good guy has a little bad, every bad guy got a little good, every man has a little bit of a homosexual in him, every woman got a little bit of lesbian in him. I'm going to go on and move forward. There's a whole lot. And if you want to actually get copies of this so you can get a better understanding, we can probably do that, right? All right. These are pictures of different occult cases that has happened over the years. Not all of them, okay? Anybody ever scraped a brick or like scratched a rock with their fingernail and then you just get this little stuff under your nail? This is what we're dealing with. Just a little taste of what's going on. The boy, this one right here, far top corner, he murdered the girl right next to him. He was, just this loner kind of guy, was getting to know this girl. This girl was one of those girls, very confused, didn't know where she was really going in life. So he got with her, they became friends, and he decided he was going to use her in a ritual. So he murdered this poor girl, and he cut her eyes out. The two boys on the bottom, right here, they murdered the girl right under them. These are the bracelets that they found that was on her. These two boys were members of the MS-13 gang. All right, anybody heard of the MS-13 gang, right? Mara Salvatrucha. All right. A lot of times, especially California and Houston, or anywhere in Texas, a lot of these Hispanic gang members have ties to Satanism. The girl getting out of the police SUV right there, her name was, let me see this. No, I don't say it. But her first name is Amanda. She was part of the Craigslist killings. All right. She was the one who talked about that she was a part of a coven that was based in Canada and went all the way to Alaska. She's been all around the world. She was raised to be a hitman. And people was looking at her like, what are you talking about? You're a hitman. What does that mean? I mean, you just this little girl, she don't look knee-high to a grasshopper, right? I mean, she looked a little, not there all the way, but nobody would pin her as a hitman. And she talked about it that she had an alter personality called Super Amanda. It was told, I think they said when she was 13, she was handed a gun, and then she was taken to a secluded place, and they brought this guy out, and it was one of the first victims that she ever, killed, and they put her hand to him, and she pulled the trigger and killed him, and she's been killing ever since. She is just the tip of the iceberg. Just one person who was involved in this little couple. There was a lot of Craigslist killings, right? Everybody remember that, right? All right, the next guy right here with his hand out that you see the pentagram on, this is Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. He was a serial killer who actually ritualized all his victims. He raped and killed both men and women. They actually have interviews of him on YouTube, and if anybody want to get a better understanding of what this kind of dude was and what he was up to, you can look him up. The girl on the very top in the newspaper, a woman slain in church, called victim of psychopath. That is Arliss Perry. Okay, she has an actual crazy story. She's a Christian. Well, she still is. She's in heaven now. She was praying against the local coven that was in her area, and they got wind of it. She was, helping out with revivals and doing all this kind of different stuff and making a great positive, change in the environment. And these guys, this coven had got wind of her, and the coven, I believe, was mixed in with David Berkowitz, the son of Sam killer. He was another serial killer who did the same thing. Murdered a bunch of people for rituals. They didn't know that at the time, but that's what came out in the interviews and all the police reports. Anyways, she was just brutalized, left for dead inside of a church. Okay, that's why it's very important for you young ladies, for you older ladies, for you any ladies, any little kids, be careful where you go. Be careful what you're doing. Don't be all brave and stuff and all just thinking that you're up in la la land, not paying attention to anything that's going on. All right? It happens a lot, and it can happen in a split second. the guy right next to her. We're gonna see a video of this guy well, not of him, but of his story. His name is John Van Meter. He actually had run-ins with Satanists. All right, and it's been in and out of prison because many of the Satanists had high ranking jobs in the little government in his town where he was at in Nebraska, and I can't remember where the other place was. But we're gonna get to it. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. These Bible studies are important because you get an understanding of what's going on around you. Okay? If this stuff was really happening, wouldn't you want to know that it's going on around you, right? You want to know what to pray for. How can I get involved to help out? All right, because these guys, we want them saved and we want them to come to Christ and we want them to snap out of this, thing, this self-destructive religion and this self-destructive lifestyle. But these guys, they're victims and they make more victims. Okay? We need to understand that a lot of people are suffering from this. A lot. Ephesians 4:27. Neither give place to the devil. Anywhere that the devil shows up, don't give any place to it. None at all. That means in music, all right, in politics, in your very life, okay? Because just like any good con artist, if he gets a little bit, he gets a little inch, he'll want to take a whole mile. Romans 16:20, and the God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet. Shortly, the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you. Amen. God is, like I said before, God is more powerful than anything that's against us. All right? He's going to follow us to the ends of the earth. He's going to take care of us spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. But we got to submit to Him and we got to understand what He's trying to tell us. He talked about it in the Bible. He talked about that there's these people doing these secret things. Now, maybe you hear this and maybe you really don't have any other connection with any occultism or any people or any threats like that for the rest of your life. All right? But it's important that everybody does understand what's going on around us. Now, we're going to go ahead and play the video. It's not a very long video, so... All right.
Masonic religion, town after town, people aren't looking at it.
Another technical difficulty. Okay, the video we're about to show you is of a former FBI. He was actually the former head of the FBI, and he got involved into investigating satanic crimes and what it's doing in our culture. And he was able to meet the guy I showed you before, the old guy when the flannel shirt was beard. He met him, and he was asking him for help, saying, "Hey, look, I got into this trouble with these people, and I need you to help me." All right.
There's politicians, there's police, members of the city council who are all in this Masonic.
Ted Gunnison is the guy with the glasses.
Absolutely. If they don't address the issue of crime, if they don't address an issue of murder, then they have to be involved not in the uncovering of the crime, but the covered up. The beast of the Bible Belt is the satanic figures and satanic organizations that exist throughout the United States of America, really at the local level, small towns are under control through Masons, through the Rotary Club, and there's all of these dots, right, that need to be connected. You probably better than anyone else in the country would know what is going on at the local level. Is Dave Cox right when he talks about that being one of the major problems and we've never addressed it?
Oh, absolutely. Anthony, I have a perfect example of infiltration of the Illuminati into the local level. On Halloween night, October 31, 2004, a gentleman named John Van Meter from Rhineland, Wisconsin, was in Sonoma County, California, and he had been to a conference and he was heading back home to Wisconsin. He was driving, and it was in the middle of the night, and he noticed 5 or 6 cars in the opposite direction coming toward him and go into the woods. And he drove a while longer, and he thought, that's strange, I'm going to go back and check on that. So he did a U-turn and came back, went into the woods, and parked his car a safe distance, and all of a sudden somebody's shooting at him, a gun. Well, he's a woodsman. He's back in Rhineland, Wisconsin. He chops down trees, so he always carries a gun with him. So he got his gun out, and he realized then he saw this woman, very pretty young lady, tied to a tree in the nude, and he saw these other people there, a group of them, and he realized then he'd interrupted their satanic cult meeting, sacrifice, obviously the girl was going to be sacrificed. So he shot back. And long story short, he shot and killed 4 of the Satanists, and then he rescued the girl and put her in a car and told her to get out of there. And fortunately, one of the cars had the keys in it, and so she drove off. Just before he rescued the girl, the leader told one of his underlings to kill the girl, and that's when John shot and killed one of this particular individual. He was one of the 4. And then the leader of the cult ran into the woods, and John followed him, chased him. The leader, they had a running conversation, and the leader said, if you kill me, you're going to live in a 10 by 10 cell the rest of your life. I have to get out of jail free. We have the FBI and the police in our hip pocket in this community. Okay? That's what he said. Anyway, so John ran him down, shot him, killed him, and he was exhausted. This is in the middle of the night. He woke up the next morning next to the body, and he said it was kind of strange because a crow was on top of the body and pecking at it, which is what the fellow deserved as far as I'm concerned. And then he went back into town. He didn't know what he should do. He didn't know if he should go to the preacher or not, but he went to the newspapers and told them about it. They went to the police, and they filed charges on John. They waited 4 days to go out to the crime scene, and they said to John that he filed a false report, that he did not get involved in any sort of a gun battle of any sort with these individuals. They couldn't find any body, couldn't find any evidence. So John ends up going back to Wisconsin, and he hires an attorney. And long story short, the attorney tells him, John, don't come back here for a trial. I'm going to work out a deal because this county is corrupt. This is Sonoma County, California. This county is corrupt. You won't get a fair trial. So John worked out a deal with them. They ended up, I think, a $10,000 fine and 2 years probation. That's not the end of the story. What happened to the girl? The girl ended up being rescued. She jumped in the car, and she drove into town, and she called her brother. Her brother came and rescued her, and she's in hiding right today. Now, a year and a half later, April the 19th, 2006. By the way, April 19th is what, Oklahoma City? Right. Waco? Yeah. Right? So anyway, John is back in Wisconsin. He's worked out a deal with the police in Sonoma County, California, and with the district attorney. And he goes into the woods. He realizes he's under surveillance. He has some heavy-duty equipment in the woods because he cuts down trees. That's his profession. And 2 individuals in a car coming behind him. One of them, both of them he recognized from the shootout in Sonoma County, California. And he has a gun battle there. He knocks one of them down 4 times, the other one down twice, so they obviously had bulletproof vests on. He gets shot himself, and they finally had enough, and they got back in the car and took off. And I found out later that one of them was a victim of a homicide in Colorado Springs, Colorado. based on some research that John and I did, John Van Meter and I did. So now he has a problem in Lincoln County, Wisconsin, and he goes in and reports it to the police, and they say, like in Sonoma County, he filed a false report. Okay, isn't that unusual? Huh? So, again, long story short, they filed charges against him, and we have a trial. I attended the trial, by the way, and was willing to testify for John, but the attorney wouldn't let me testify. He said I was just going to muddy the water. And they claim that John in Wisconsin and in California, even though he was shot 9 times with 6 different guns, none of which have ever been recovered, they say he shot himself. Amazing. Amazing. You shoot yourself 9 times with 6 different guns that are never recovered.
This is the FBI in action. I can assume that your
Unbelievable.
Your former organization was involved in the cover-up.
Well, no, I can't say that.
But it is, then we'll start again. Then I'd have to say that this validates everything that Dave Cox is saying in his film, Beasts of the Bible Belt. This is happening at the local level, and these guys have got all of that power.
The case in Sonoma County and Lincoln, and California, and in Lincoln County, Wisconsin, completely covered up. We had an expert from John Van attorney, brought an expert in from Madison, Wisconsin, who, on ballistics, and he said that John could not possibly have shot himself. So then what they did is they said, well, he lied to the police. So they got him in a trial where they said he lied to the police, and he was convicted, has been 14 days in jail, $2,500 fine, and a year's probation. That's not the end of the story. Okay, he's on probation. He has probation officers coming into his house on a regular basis looking for what? Alcohol, guns, right? You find any of those in the house where a person's on probation, they go to jail. Not only that, he goes outside in his backyard one day, and in his garden is a marijuana plant. Somebody planted a marijuana bush in his garden. They were determined to get John and put him in jail. Now, John told me, he said, you know, if I go to jail, I don't know if I'll make it. Because you'd get out of jail alive. So here we go. Sonoma County, California, Lincoln County, Wisconsin. No question about it. Absolutely fabricated case by the prosecutors in both areas. And perfect example of how the Illuminati has infiltrated the very local level.
The evil army that controls this country has brought this down to the local level. That's why this film, Beast, and we're talking about these organizations being part of the Beast, are necessary that, well, it's necessary that we expose them and connect these dots so that we see the big picture.
Take it back to the slide.
Escape.
Escape.
Minimize them.